Alright, this is Chris with Rekkid Talk. We're going to do some 5 records in 5 minutes. We're doing our monthly series, part 6 of 12 installments for the 4th month of April. How is this installment number 6? Well, I started back in November, and so, of course, every single month we are angry. Local H's album, 12 Angry Months, from back in 2008. Month number 4 was the White Belt Boys. Let's get some focus on the White Belt Boys. And so they talk about Hope You Have a Lonely Life. And it's kind of your typical sort of deep cut for Local H. It's not the most memorable song ever. We've got some Soul Asylum with April Fool off the Grave Dancers Union album. And so, of course, this would be the album that would be sort of noted for sort of breaking them out into a little bit more of the mainstream, Somebody to Shove and Runaway Train. We're talking about song number 8, the April Fool song. And you got some Quiet Loud going on. That's a very 90s sort of thing. Some of it sounds a little bit more vaguely hair metal. A little bit more mid-late 80s sort of a sound to it, and the whole production's a little bit slick for alt-rock, but I mean that's kind of what Soul Asylum did when they became popular. Third one, I don't have a CD of it, so we're going to have to pop up a little graphic for her. It's April Smith and the Great Picture Show. So of course I'm picking April Smith for April because her name is April. And so a song called Colors off of her album called Songs for a Sinking Ship, and I have it back, and this song came out in 2010. Around that 2010 period, I was downloading a lot of free MP3 files I would bump across, and this April Smith and the Great Picture Show was one of them. And so it's kind of an indie folk pop, and it's really a cool little folky poppy song. I think that song got some airplay because, I went back and re-listened to it, and it's definitely something I listened to more than just some random file I downloaded and listened to once and forgot about for 10 years. Looked her up. It seems like as far as a career goes, at least under the name April Smith and the Great Picture Show, they never had an album come out after this Songs from a Sinking Ship. And if you want to get it off of Discogs, it's actually surprisingly expensive. If I remember right, I think it only was on a CD format. So what else do we have for the month of April? Well, we've got some Sublime with the Bad Back tattoo there. And so April 29th, 1992, Miami. Although when you listen to the song, Brad Nowell is going to get it wrong, and he's going to say April 26th. And reportedly, they liked the take so much that they decided not to redo it, even though he said the date wrong. April 29th, 1992 was the day of the Rodney King verdict and the riots that ended up happening because of that. And it happens to be track number 5 on the Sublime self-titled album. Of course, the album that came out right when Brad Nowell died. And of course, a lot of the lyrics in it are talking about them participating in the writing. And apparently the story was, the urban legend is that they really did participate in rioting activities that day. And finally, we're going to do some Jesus and Mary Chain off their 1987, their second album called Darklands. They've got a song called April Skies. It's going to be the 6th track on this, and it's a very good Jesus and Mary song. I tend to probably not reach for Darklands a lot because I'll be reaching for Honey's Dead, or I'll be reaching for Psycho Candy, Automatic. I think sometimes we kind of forget about Darklands, but it's a good album. And to be honest, I think Jesus and Mary Chain has aged a lot better for us listening in 2023 or younger people discovering this. I think it definitely dates better than Sublime or say Soul Asylum. And so there's your 5 records in 5 minutes for the month of April. I'll probably do this again in a month for the month of May, and I'll probably show the Local H 12 Angry Months album again.